welcome to Okon Bros. My name is Eric.
And I'm Michael.
We have a doctor in the house, in his house, Dr. Ari Bernstein. Woo woo.
Welcome, Ari. Welcome to the podcast, man. Pleasure to
Hey,
have
Eric and
you.
Mike. Hey, Eric and Michael. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I want to just give a little brief history here. Ari and I have known each other since kindergarten. So our relationship, I'm turning 42 in a couple weeks. So that puts us at 5 years old kindergarten. I failed math on multiple levels throughout my school career. So how long have we known each other for?
Over 35 years.
35 years, right? And we took a little bit of a hiatus, but like you went to CW Post too, right? Like you're a Post boy.
Yes, I did.
Right. I mean, so Ari and I, our paths have always intertwined throughout the years, and I'm happy to say that we reconnected on LinkedIn, Eric's favorite app to sit and stare at all day.
LinkedIn is unbelievable.
Right, and Ari and I reconnected, and we met up, and it turns out that Ari and I, besides wrestling and the Goonies and like everything that we've always been, friendly about over the past 30 plus years. We're now also fanatics on law of attraction, and we're going to get into all that. But you're the first doctor that we're interviewing. We're in a very precarious time right now.
Well, first, I want to add one thing, Mike.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
Full disclosure, Ari introduced us to Dr. Ravi Kampali. And that's how we got an infectious disease doctor as an advisor for BLS. So with the help of Ari, you got to use use people use people you trust, and it took all of 5 minutes for that to happen, which was great. And
Yep.
we really appreciate your help with that, and it's definitely proving to make our customers, our passengers, our chauffeurs more comfortable, because we are taking every proactive step along the way. So what kind of wanted to start with, what type of medicine do you practice? And then I would love to get into CovidMD, because I just think that is so innovative and amazing.
Ari's not only a businessman, but a doctor, but he's also a businessman too, which, yeah, I definitely want to talk about. So Ari, go into it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so basically, first, I'll answer your first question, Eric. So I'm a board-certified internal medicine physician. I also have experience in emergency medicine. I worked as an ER doctor for 2 years. I also worked as a hospitalist at North Shore LIJ Glen Cove Hospital for a year. I also did pain management. I did workers' compensation and no fault. I did pain management procedures. I did urgent care, primary care. So I've worked all over the place. I did a little bit of nursing homes. So I've worked all different avenues of medicine, pretty much, that you could attribute to internal medicine avenues. So I have various experience, but most of all, that I really was interested a long time ago, about 5 years ago, I met Lawrence Gerard. He's the CEO and founder of Fruit Street Health, and now we founded CovidMD. So I invested into his platform, Fruit Street Health, about 5 years ago, and that's where this all started. And I've been on board with him and his vision since the very beginning. And Fruit Street Health is basically a platform where dietitians come on and they can meet with people, and we give the diabetes prevention program. It's recognized by the CDC. And basically what the diabetes prevention program does is it's a year-long program where you meet with a dietitian, you take pictures of your food, you get a free Fitbit, a free wireless scale, and all that information goes into the app. And it's proven by studies in New England Journal of Medicine that you lose a certain amount of your body weight within that period of time. And it's proven to prevent diabetes. So it's huge.
It's
so
great.
this really is huge for insurance companies, because 70% of America is overweight, unfortunately.
Well, certainly the obesity epidemic and the diabetes epidemic is larger than the COVID-19 epidemic. So I wish as much energy and innovation and urgency was in those two topics as they are into COVID-19.
Eric and I have honed in on our health for the last 10 years, right, Eric? It's about
Yeah. I mean,
7 years ago.
it's always been hard to get your weight and your health under control. And in 2012, that's when I really began my journey. And I've since lost about 80 pounds.
Wow, that's awesome.
since then. But yeah, I was a big
You
boy.
reversed Hashimoto's disease.
Yep.
There's
Well, I
some
mean,
of the things.
it's in remission, but I don't take any medication for it, and you know, a whole host of other potential issues that, you know, being that heavy brings on.
Wow.
So
That's amazing. And
yeah,
what's amazing about this program really is, and how I will transition to CovidMD is, we raised over 20 to 25 million dollars from
Wow.
over 600 doctors. We only raising money from doctors. We're not raising money from venture capitalists.
it's amazing.
So we
Mhm.
already had over 600 doctors on board who, you know, want to change healthcare for in America, want to help people. They have a
Mhm.
good vision. They understand medicine. And then this COVID comes along.
Mhm.
So we're like, we all put our brains together. I'm like, okay, what can we do now to help? What can we do to help? What can we do to help? Well, we already have all this technology with Fruit Street. We already have a lot of money and investors who have money that could put more money in.
Mhm.
Let's build something that could help with the pandemic.
Mhm.
So
So
what does COVID? What do you guys do at CovidMD?
so so we launched CovidMD. So CovidMD is basically a platform where first you would take you go on the line, you take a risk assessment. The risk assessment will spit out, basically, after you answer a whole bunch of questions, it'll tell you if you're like high risk for exposure, low risk for exposure, and if you're high risk for like the severe disease, or low risk for like, if you get it, you'll be okay, you know, because you don't have a lot of medical problems.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Then after you finish that, it'll tell you basically, based off the risk quiz, if you should speak to a doctor, or go, maybe even go to the emergency room, or
Mhm.
if you're okay, you could stay home, monitor your symptoms, and you should be okay. And they'll give you a whole bunch of resources and everything.
Mhm.
If it says you speak to a doctor, it'll say you need to speak. We recommend you speak to a doctor right now. Press this button. We're going to have you speak to a doctor, and we're integrated with Medicare. So
Wow.
you could have Medicare pay for it, and for if you're a Medicare patient, you could get it for free and go speak with a doctor now. We're integrating other insurance companies now. You could also pay for cash if you don't have Medicare, don't have insurance. But also,
Mhm.
we're getting other insurance companies on board too, which we're going to have soon. And then it basically goes from there. We're integrating testing, we're working on that. So it's a work in progress, but you know it's going really well.
Is that, I've researched a lot about CovidMD.com, and there's a big component of telemedicine,
Yeah.
telehealth, right? Telehealth.
Yes.
So explain to the audience, like explain
Yeah.
to everyone, like that I would love to never go to a doctor again. No offense to you,
Yeah.
but like to be able to go online through your phone or through your computer and go, this is my temperature, this is my pressure, like my throat's hurting, I'm dripping green snot, like what is this the future? Like did you guys literally just bring us into the future for telemedicine?
So that's what in my full honesty, this is the future of medicine, and I'm going to explain it to you why.
Amazing.
So the future of medicine is, you may not have to really go to the doctor anymore unless it's like something they have to see you for. Like there's certain
Of
things
course.
they're always going to have to see you for. You know, it can't completely replace it, but there's
Right.
a very, very large amount of stuff that they don't have to see you for.
Right.
So basically, if you could just go online, see the doctor. You have wearables that take your temperature, take your oxygen, take your blood pressure, um, monitor your sleep,
Right.
monitor your glucose, your sugar,
And it's all
and
Right.
connected to your iPhone.
it's all connected to your iPhone. All this data now goes into the computer. The doctor comes on the screen, sees all this information. Not only that, but they can get all your lab data from the lab place, which our
Mhm.
company's connected with some lab places. So they can
Mhm.
see your labs online too. Now you just see the doctor. They know your vitals. They know all that information. They have all that data. They can make a decision. They can electronic prescribe, and you're done. Not only that, but you could see any specialist online. We can refer you to a specialist. We refer you to a lab. I mean, it's pretty much a doctor's office in your house. You know,
It's unbelievable. And
Yeah,
anyone can sign up for this? Anyone?
I mean, it's yeah. Once it's, I mean, it's we don't. This is let me just say, we don't have this yet, but this is
Okay.
this isn't done yet. But I think
Okay.
this is the future of medicine. This is where medicine will go within the next couple of years. Within the next couple of years, I think this is the future of medicine.
Really?
Yeah, there has to be, technology is going to keep pushing us forward. No
Yeah,
doubt about it. And in certain circumstances, it just makes so much sense. Obviously you still have to go for certain things, like you said, but it just makes so much sense for things where you just don't have to go. You shouldn't have to go. And
exactly.
that's a real big innovation.
What do you feel about, I don't want to call you a mainstream doctor because you're very forward thinking. You believe in spirituality. I listen to a lot of seminars and a lot of podcasts from doctors on YouTube.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys are going against going completely against the grain of modern medicine. They'll treat you with supplements. They'll treat you with a different type of diet, whether it be vegan or carnivore or low carb or high, whatever the case. Do you feel that cuts into your business? Do you feel that these YouTube doctors are reinventing the wheel, like Dr. William Davis with Wheat Belly? Ivor Cummins, I think he's a doctor as well. With he's really promoting the CDC scores, the calcium scores,
Yeah.
CT scores. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Do you feel that these doctors are quacks, or do you feel that they're helping push forward people's health?
So I won't comment on anyone specifically, but I could say
No, I'm not asking that.
definitely. But I could say some of them are, out there for their own financial interests, but
Right.
some of them are way ahead and really are pushing us forward. They really understand about nutrition, because remember, we are what we eat. It's not just
100%.
It's not just a stupid saying. It really is true. We are what we eat. And a big
Right.
part of health and fitness and improving, diabetes and heart disease and all that, it's nutrition. So it all starts there. So some of these guys are so far ahead of the time.
Right.
There's a reason. There's a reason why movie stars, professional athletes, all these people are in the shape they're in. They have access to these top specialists in the world that average person can't get access to. So those top people know what they're doing and are very forward thinking. There are other people that are trying to jump on the bandwagon and maybe out there with something else that may not be the best thing. So to separate who's who from who's new, who's the right guy to go to, the way I usually do it is I find out who the celebrity's using, who LeBron James is using, who the movie stars. Yeah.
Success leaves clues.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Anthony Robbins. Success leaves clues.
If Anthony Robbins is using this nutritionist, that's a good guy to go to.
Right.
You find out who the real top guys are using and study them and find out who they're using, what supplements they're taking. That's the person you want to go to.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there anyone specific that you like? You don't have to name names if you don't want to, or if you want to promote them. Like I follow Dr. William Davis on YouTube. He did Wheat Belly. I follow Ivor Cummins. I follow Dr. Sean Baker on YouTube. I've been following him for years. These guys that reinvented their life, and they're doing their own experiments with like N equals. N equals 1.
A lot of it is anecdotal.
Yes, it is. It is. Like Frank Tufano, we follow too, and
but he's not a doctor though.
He's not a doctor. He's just fun to listen to. He's just he's got interesting ideas. I don't follow some of them, and some of them I do follow. But who do you feel is leading the charge in health today?
So this is gonna sound funny to you, but I do follow all the doctors, but there's so much out there, it's hard to synthesize everything. So the top gurus in the world, the Anthony Robbins, the Brendon Burchard, the top athletes, they have people synthesizing all this information and putting it together and making it into one big of the best thing in the world because they have to perform. Right. And I take what they're doing. Like, for example, I'll just give you an example. Brendon Burchard. You know what Brendon Burchard is?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, okay. So he's a very well-known, high performance coach to a lot of movie stars, Oprah, a lot of people. So I went through his high performance academy many years ago. And he's very well known. He just came out with like he's a coach for like a lot of CEOs of Fortune 500 companies and a lot of famous people. He just came out with his own kind of nutritional supplement line, which he used to synthesize from all the top people in the world. And it's really cheap. Don't think he said he was offered deals for like 50 million, $100 million that he turned down. Because it wasn't about the money. It was about coming out with something that's good because he did himself. So I think it's called HPX Wellness. I'm not making money off this. I'm just telling you, like, I just ordered it the other day.
Fun.
Yeah. But like, I'll send you the link for it. But
no, that would be appreciated. And I just wanted to say, I was always very anti-supplement. And of course, I refuse to be dogmatic about my approach to anything in life, and I want to be a flexible person. And I found that very quickly. My daughter was born globally apraxic, and I'm sure you know what apraxic means because you're a doctor. So my wife and I had the shit kicked out of us when she was born. We didn't know anything. It was, just peeling back thin layers of onions to try and figure out the direction that we had to go. Eventually, we found this alternative pediatrician, Dr. Michael Ellis in Woodbury, and
who claims that he wants to cure autism. Okay.
Yeah, that's his claim.
Right.
However, my daughter is not autistic, and he put her on a slew of supplements, metal to detox metal. She had mercury in her blood, detox metals, prebiotic, probiotics, a slew of things, and she's getting better.
She's thriving.
She's thriving, and she's growing more, and she's doing better in school. She's still a pain in the ass, but she's doing a lot better. So then I'm like, so it worked for her. I should probably start researching for me. And sure enough, one thing led to another, and I'm taking supplements now at the discretion of a doctor, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't see the results.
Yeah.
From another point of view.
Yeah. So what I can tell you is, like Michael said, success leave clues. There's so much out there, and if I'm a doctor and I can't figure it out half the time, how is someone that's not a doctor going to figure it out? So the best thing to do is find the most successful people in the world that their life depends on it, like a LeBron James, like a Michael Jordan. He doesn't practice anymore, but a famous sports player, Anthony Robbins, any of those people. Find out who do they get their information from? What supplements do they take? Who's advising them? Find out those people, and that's who you want to listen to. Because it's not a secret. It's not a big secret why the athletes, the movie stars, they're all they're healthier, they live better, they perform better. They know stuff the average public doesn't know. And it's not because there's some secret, it's because they go the extra mile, they have the resources, they find the people, they work at it.
Yeah, you gotta dig, you gotta research. If
there's a guy on YouTube named Thomas DeLauer. He's not a doctor, but he's a lifestyle coach, and he's a fitness celebrity. And people that are training for movies, the studio will hire this kid, and he'll train. You should see his arms. I work out almost every day. This guy's arms. You need like permits for the guns that he's carrying. Okay, this guy is unbelievable, and he was huge. He talks about his journey all the time. He was 285 pounds. He's now ripped beyond belief, and he trains celebrities, and he talks about everything that I believe in. He talks about supplements. He talks about working out. He talks about eating keto. He talks about eating carnivore. He talks about eating certain vegetables, and then he talks about dairy and allergies. And the other one who I listen to also, I don't know if you've heard of him, is Dr. Eric Berg.
No.
Have you listened to him? Gotta check him out. The guy's unbelievable. He's like a Dr. Oz, very mild-mannered, but he's like the Dr. Oz of YouTube. And you see the comments, and yes, they're all anecdotal, Ari. Like I always believe in the data, but then you want to hear people saying like Eric is purely anecdotal, but he said, I lost 85 pounds. I reversed my Hashimoto's, and it was the best I've felt in ages. And I've added more onto it. I've added supplements. You have people like Thomas DeLauer who are kind of crusading against the mainstream medical doctors.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're a mainstream guy? Do you feel that, you know, you're throwing Lipitor at people and Crestor, and or do you feel that it's diet and exercise, that it's mentality? I mean, we'll get into the law of attraction in a few minutes, but like, what's your, you know, you're I'm not calling you an oddball, but you're an odd case because of your beliefs.
Yeah,
you know?
so I'm about 50-50, I would say, because
Right.
the issue is patients and their needs. Patients, you know, you could tell them do this, do this, do this, but if they're not going to do it, it's not going to help them.
Right.
And, you know, not every patient, for whatever reason, because we'll take this supplement, we'll do this diet, or they might not have the financial resources, or they may just not want to or have the motivation. So for that patient, you're going to have to just give them medications. And, you know, but there is patients that will do the diets, will buy the supplements, will work out every day. So you want to give that patient the resources. So I think as a physician, you need to be flexible and understand the needs of the patient. But I'm like a 50-50 guy where I want to keep moving healthcare forward, but I also I will have to stay grounded and know there are patients that won't buy in, and you have to take care of those patients too.
Right.
That's a really practical approach that just makes sense, and your reasoning behind it was some people can, some people can't, and you can't be dogmatic about how you go about things.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you believe in the calcium score as like the quintessential test for people's heart disease risk, or do you believe in cholesterol as the quintessential test?
Well, I wouldn't say either of them are quintessential tests. They help with giving you information about what's going on with the big picture. So it is important. I mean, I'm not a cardiologist, but the cardiologists do use this information to tell you, you know, your heart function and if you have heart disease. So all these factors play in, but when it comes down to it, it comes down to, you know, real data, like a stress test. If you go for a stress test, it comes back positive.
I want to stop you there. I want to stop you there because this is what I find so fascinating.
Yeah.
I know a person who had a stress test and passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
Flying colors, and they had a previous heart attack, a minor one, nothing terrible, but they've had. This is an older person. I'm not saying who it is. I'm not naming names. Their health is confidential. And then this person went to an alternative doctor. And this person had a cardiologist, and this is not me or Eric. This person had a cardiologist, mainstream. Take more Lipitor, take more Crestor. As long as your pressure's good, as long as you're eating, you could eat 5 donuts a day, but as long as you're losing weight, that's all that matters. This guy was old school, all right? Lose weight, Crestor, Lipitor all day, okay? Never checked her heart. Just, you're fine. As long as you pass your stress test and take your Lipitor, you'll be fine. This person went to an alternative doctor, those quacks that a lot of the mainstream doctors call them on YouTube. He went to an alternative doctor, and this person took a calcium score, and they had a calcium score of almost 700. Okay? Like clogged arteries and everything. That the mainstream cardiologist never even thought of. So this alternative doctor took this person off of all of their medicine because it clearly wasn't working. It clearly wasn't helping. Put them on a diet, put them on supplements. There's several studies that vitamin D and D3 and K2 combined, especially the K2, will literally rotor the arteries. Okay. And again, this is all anecdotal. This is what I'm telling you, the story of this person. And they lost 30 pounds that they couldn't have lost before with that mainstream doctor. They lost, you see them getting healthier. You see this person getting healthier as opposed to declining, right?
I already tell you how I feel about this if you want to know.
So that's my point, is that the doctors who are not reinventing themselves, and this is what this podcast is all about, it's reinvention. It's about not being dogmatic like Eric says in your approach. Do you, so I'm not going to even ask you the question. I want to hear what you have to say about this.
I mean, I don't know who that doctor is. I don't like to say bad things about people, but that was horrible advice.
Which doctor, the mainstream or the alternative?
The mainstream doctor. I mean, the cardiologist.
This was an accredited NYU doctor.
That's just horrible advice. I mean, I can't. And this is the problem with healthcare because
It's rampant. That is
you know,
rampant.
you just
Eric, I hope this shit goes viral, bro. I read and learn. I watch this shit all day, Ari. I read and learn about this stuff all day. Please continue.
no, this is the problem with healthcare, and this is a problem with medicine. Doctors just want to prescribe meds, get you out of the office as fast as possible, and
Yep.
that's not what's going to help you. That perpetuates the problem. Eventually,
100%.
you'll just end up with a heart attack in a calf, most likely. Eventually. I mean, it's only so much time because you're not reversing the problem. In order to reverse the problem, it's diet, exercise, nutrition.
100%.
Reverse everything. I mean, I can't say everything's reversible, but for the most part, it could be. So that's what you need to be pushing now. And this is the future of medicine. And this is what I'm getting involved in with the telemedicine companies with Fruit Street. I mean, this is what we're pushing. Healthcare has to change. Healthcare in America is not sustainable the way it is.
I love this. This is
I'm a firm believer that you have to be, first and foremost, you're in control of your body, and you have to be your own advocate. You have to fight for your rights. You have to fight for a difference. If you have a gut feeling that whatever this doctor is saying or whoever you're talking to is not what you think is right, you have to seek out the answer. And I think that's where it really starts first, is that people are generally afraid and they will follow a doctor's orders blindly. And while in some situations that's smart, in other situations, I feel you have to be your own advocate, where even if I'm going to this doctor that's giving me supplements, I'm not going to take them blindly. I'm going to do my own research on it. I'm going to go look up and say, that has that funky ingredient in it. I'm going to go back and say, I don't like that.
Can I give you a quick story about
Please.
myself?
Yeah.
Please. Yes.
So I don't know if I even told you guys, but I had 5 back surgeries. Okay.
No, I did not know that.
I have a spinal cord stimulator. Okay. I didn't practice for 5 years. After my first year out of residency, I ruptured the disc in my spine and I couldn't walk anymore pretty much. After my first year out of residency when I was working in North Shore LIJ. The doctors told me pretty much, I mean, almost definitely I wasn't going to work again. I had a cane. I couldn't hold my kids, I couldn't get off the couch. I was depressed. It was a mess. I thought my life was over pretty much. I went to the top specialist. I'm not going to name names or places, but I went to the top. I went to the top.
Unless they helped you.
I went to the top specialists around, you name it, I went, and they were like, I don't know what to tell you, Ari. Go sit in the lounge chair. You need to go think. And I was like, I walked out of the office every single time. I'm like, no, my life isn't over. No, I'm not taking that for an answer. I'm not going to be on oxycodone for the rest of my life with a cane. I have little kids. I have a little son. My daughter is being born in 1 month. I'm like, I have big dreams. My life isn't over. And I kept pushing forward. I went to another doctor, to another doctor, to another doctor. I got more answers and more answers. And eventually, I won't go through the whole story, but 5 years later, 7 days a week of rehab for 5 years, 365 days a year. I was doing rehab in my house 3 times a day, icing my back 3 times a day, stretching 3 times a day, 4 or 5 times a day in my house, going to all different specialists, seeking out the best people in the world, doing personal development. That's how I learned about the law of attraction, because that put myself in a mind state to believe that I can get better and heal.
Yep.
5 years later, I have a spinal cord stimulator in my back. If you see me now, you can't even tell I ever had 1 back surgery.
What's a spinal cord stimulator?
My whole entire right leg is completely numb. I have pain in my whole right leg. I can't feel my whole right leg pretty much. So when it hurts a lot, when I walk a lot, I just turn it on and it kind of the pain kind of goes away.
Really?
But I barely even use it anymore because I just use it with if I went to Disney World, walked for miles, I would turn it on. Otherwise, on a day-to-day basis, I'm not using it that much. But if I had listened to those doctors, I'd be on drugs, on my couch,
100%.
and my life would be over.
100%. First of all, it starts up here. Right, and we could talk about the law of attraction.
But also you got to have a set of balls, to buck what people are saying and say this doesn't feel right. I have to go search more, and it's not easy. Obviously, it wasn't easy for you to do that much physical therapy, to do that much self-improvement. That much introspection changes who you are fundamentally, and if you're strong enough to fight it, that's off the charts admirable that you beat it. And every day it's a challenge. Every day keeping 80 pounds off of me is a challenge. Every day fighting your demons, it's hard, but you have to be your own best advocate with everything that you do in life. Like
No,
I commend you.
no, thanks. Like Jimmy Valvano. I don't know if you ever.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he wrote a book, Never Give Up. He passed away from cancer. They started a Jimmy V Foundation for
Yeah,
cancer.
yeah.
So he has it's the best speech ever given in my opinion. It's he did it at the SB Awards right before he passed away, and you got to Google it, just watch it. And then there's a book. It's about never giving up and this and that. So there's a book seen in front of my TV. I see it every single day, and it says on Never Give Up. His book. And I look at that book every single day when I couldn't walk or when I couldn't do anything. I looked at every single day. I saw that book, and then I started watching The Secret. I would listen to The Secret every day for years.
That's it, man. That's everything. But that's how we reconnected. The universe brought us together, and people don't believe
that brought you to CovidMD. That brought you to everything that you're doing now, and it all starts with a thought, and we know thoughts create things. So it's without a shadow of a doubt. And what I've really started doing is affirmations, and I feel affirmations are so incredibly powerful. An affirmation is something as simple as I like, without a shadow of a doubt, I know that our company BLS is going to come out of COVID-19 better. Like there's no doubt. That's an affirmation. You have to have zero doubt and believe in it 100%, even if you're talking about something else and it sounds crazy, where you say, I will take $1 billion, I will have $1 billion in my bank account. Even if that sounds so odd and so crazy, if you really, really believe it, it's true. And I just started doing that a month ago.
No,
Ari, what did you learn? This is my passion.
Yeah.
What did you learn from The Secret? What was your takeaway?
I mean, to say you listen to it every day, I connect with that so much. Have you ever listened to the Science of Getting Rich?
Oh, yeah. I read it
With Wallace D. Wattles.
I listened to it over and over. I studied it. Yeah.
Is it
I have audiobooks. I over and over and over and over. I probably listened 100 times.
Yes.
Ari, you should be the spiritual doctor. You should change your name to
honestly start a podcast and make a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I took Bob Proctor's elite coaching program.
That's my boy, Bob Proctor.
And he so basically in his elite coaching program, he goes through all these courses. Science of Getting Rich is it's the first course.
Oh, that is.
And when I went through that course, I was like, oh my God. I was like, it blew my mind. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like,
Ari, you were indoctrinated in medical school. How did you find The Secret? Or how did The Secret find you?
You don't understand, Michael. His setback created his comeback. And without him having the spinal cord issues, without him having the back issues, he would have never found The Secret. He would have never found the law of attraction. He would have never found the Science of Getting Rich. And
was there an aha moment for you, Ari, where you were watching The Secret and you go, "Oh my God, it's the law of attraction! Like, this is real!
Yes.
Like, it's
Definitely."
everything."
I watched. So, I think what I did first was, so basically, when I was home. Just a really fast story. When I was home and I couldn't walk, or I didn't know if I was ever going to work again as a doctor. I started studying marketing, online marketing, social media marketing, internet marketing, because I'm like, if I can't work as a doctor again, I'll make money online. Find a way to make money online. I don't care what I have to do. I'll find the freaking way. So all the people in there, they're all very big into personal development. So they kept saying The Secret, The Secret, The Secret. So I'm like, can I curse? I don't know.
Yes, you
can.
So I'm like, shit, I got to watch this movie. So I pulled the movie up. I put it on. It blew my mind away. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to save my life. When I watched that movie, I'm like, this is what I need. I'm like, this is what I need. I was down and out. Like, I gave up. I thought my life was over. And when I watched that, I'm like, this is what I needed to hear. You know,
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, my favorite line from The Science of Getting Rich is there's the thinking stuff that
There's the thinking
thinking
stuff in
stuff
which
oh
all
that
my
things were
God,
made, and which in its original states
uh,
permeates, penetrates, and
oh my
fills the empty
God,
spaces of the
I
universe.
have that.
Okay?
I have that. I wrote that out. I wrote that
Yes.
out
Yep.
on a piece of paper, and it's taped to the door in my bedroom by my TV. I see it every morning when I wake up, and I see it every morning when I go to sleep. That exact statement.
Did you read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy?
I listened to it after you told me to listen to it. Yeah.
That book was the secret. For me personally, it started with Anthony Robbins in 2002. I came off a really bad breakup, and I needed to get my career in motion. I needed to get, to get my career at BLS working, to get my writing career off the ground.
Yeah.
And Anthony Robbins took me on this journey. And real quick, there's in CD 14 of Anthony Robbins, he says, thoughts create things.
Definitely.
I was like, okay, because this is before The Secret, this is before The Power, this is before I went on my journey of thoughts create things. And it's like, all right, Tony, what do you got? So far, you changed my life for the first 2 weeks of this freaking program. Let's see what else you got. He's like, write down everything you want. And I did. Okay. I wrote down, I still have the book and I look at it all the time. Everything, the spouse you want, the children you want, the house you want, the business you want, the health you want, everything. I'm fucking writing it down. I'm writing it down and I put it away. And this is in my book, Just Ask the Universe, which I'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
And I put the book away.
I listened to it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? It's a bestseller. It's helped hundreds of thousands of people all over the world
Awesome.
get everything they wanted. And it was all from that Anthony Robbins day 14 or like day 15 CD that I listened to back in 2002. It was September 2002 when I listened to it. And I put the book away and I started living my life. I started living by the principles what Anthony Robbins said. And then all of a sudden, like I went back to the book and I looked at the book and all the shit I fucking wrote down 3 years ago all came true.
It's crazy.
Everything. There was like,
and it was so outlandish because I did it too, and Michael and I share many of the same goals,
Yes.
and just because we're two peas in a pod,
Yeah.
and
I wrote down I wanted to fly private. Now when I wrote this down, number one, I'm scared of flying. I fucking hate flying. I hate everything about being in an air 36,000 feet above everyone. I'm like, you know what? But I want to fly on a private plane. And like when I wrote that down, it's like you saying right now, I want to be a billionaire from COVID.
I want to be LeBron James.
I want to be LeBron James. It was so far-fetched from everything that I ever thought about happening. And then we started flying private. My dad got sick, and there was this whole really funny story, which I'm not going to say on this podcast, about us flying back from Las Vegas to New York, and we had to charter a plane. And we just started flying private. And I went back to my book. I'm like, literally, it was like one of those things. I had to pick my jaw off the floor. Everything started coming true. So then The Secret came in. Then I'm like, how did The Secret even come out? Then The Power of Your Subconscious Mind came in. Then Wallace Wattles came in. Once I read Wallace Wattles, it was in July of 2009. I read The Science of Getting Rich, and I bought
the simplicity of that book.
I bought a copy. Hold on, Eric. I bought a copy for every one of my family. Everyone. I bought for Eric. I bought for my mom. I bought for my dad. I bought for my wife. I bought for everyone. And every principle we live today, this podcast, the business, everything, all stems from that book.
Well, at least your family listens to you. My family thinks I'm nuts reading this stuff.
You gotta show them by example.
Yeah.
Lead by example, Ari.
Yeah.
Really and truly lead by example. And that led me to writing Just Ask the Universe. And it's not some religious text. This is a blueprint for people who work, who go to work, who wake up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, that work out, that eat their oatmeal, that go to work all day, that live in the grind. Are you living your best life? Because the universe wants to give you the life that you want. People don't understand that you're the creator of the universe.
Yeah, why? There's no reason to live your life miserable every day. People don't understand that it's a choice. Like, you don't have to live
100%.
miserable hating what you do. Like
100%.
People think like, I have to do this. No, you don't have to do it. Quit what you're doing and find a way to find what you love.
It's Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It's Murphy's subconscious mind. what you are saying in your mind is going to manifest in your reality, because your subconscious is recording your thoughts 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from birth to death, from cradle to grave. Okay? Go ahead, Eric.
Ari, have you ever listened to Dan Pena?
Yeah, the $80 billion man.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's nuts.
I watched his whole thing about on affirmations, what he said, and that's what really triggered it for me, because he was talking about his affirmations in such conviction, and he's like back in 1972, he's like, I said to myself, I had an affirmation, I had a goal where I'm like, I want to own a castle in Scotland, I want to have butlers that used to work that used to work in Buckingham Palace. I want to have acres of land. I want my kids playing tennis. And here he is saying that from his castle in Scotland. I
applied for the cast to go to the castle for his.
You did apply for it,
and I got accepted. And I was.
Oh my God!
They asked me to go, and it was like $20,000 or $30,000, something. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready. Like I just at the time, like
that's a big commitment.
Yeah, I wasn't ready at the time, to do it. So I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I really want to come, but now's not the right time. Yeah, they're like, okay, let us know in the future. I spoke to his associate, but it's something I want to do one day. So maybe we'll go together. Maybe we'll go together.
You know what? I would consider he's a different level though. Yeah. Like he's like, he will put you into Elon Musk territory. This guy. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty, and like
I don't know. Like I love Dan Pena, but I don't know if I have it in me to be as ruthless as he's saying it is, and I don't know if I have it in me to be the LeBron James of business, where I'm not home and I'm not with my kids and I'm out working 24/7, and like I don't know if I'm willing to make that my number one priority when my number one priority is my family, my kids. And
I agree.
That's always first for me.
Yeah.
When for Dan it was be ruthless, kill your competition, and use the laws of the universe to do that for you. I feel like you have to do what's in your heart. You have to do what's good for you.
Right. And our father, what I loved about Dan Pena is that our father was Dan Pena.
But dad was always family first.
Dad was always family first, exactly. But the way he spoke. Fuck you, you dumb fuck.
No, my dad's favorite line was you dumb motherfucker.
You dumb motherfucker. Every other word, every other sentence, you dumb motherfucker. But
that sounds like me.
That's great. So I want to know how you're applying the laws of attraction to your new business. What are you doing mentally, emotionally, spiritually to make this thing the future of medicine, to make CovidMD.com the future of medicine?
I just know in my mind, you have to know that it's going to happen. Like Eric said, it can't be a question. It can't be a maybe. It can't be, oh, this goes wrong or that goes wrong. 100 things are going to go wrong. 1,000 things are going to go wrong. It doesn't matter. They're called obstacles. You get over them. I know in my mind, this is the future. This is where we're going to end up. This is where we're going. I don't care what gets in my way. I'll run right over it, and we're going there. And that's it. No questions asked. Amazing. I don't give a shit what the fuck we have to do. We're going to get there. That's it. So get in my way. Get in my way, you get run over. That's it.
It's that fortitude. You're programming your subconscious. And really, the key is that you're supposed to do it before you go to bed at night. That you're supposed to go to your subconscious and you're supposed to command it. And that's what I was trying to say before. But
sorry,
Eric jumped in. It's all good.
If I don't jump in, I'm not going to be able to talk this podcast. So
that's fine. So write it fucking down, bro, and come back to it later, bro. So anyway, you record what my book Just Ask the Universe taught is you write down everything. And I wrote down the goals like I did with Anthony Robbins, and I still have that list ongoing. I write at the first of every month. I write down my goals. And then at night, I hand it off to my subconscious, because you have to your subconscious is a child. It doesn't know good or bad. And if you're going, when I'm texting with someone who's a negative motherfucker, someone who's like, this is horrible, this is terrible, this is horrible, this is terrible, I know that person is just going to manifest those words into their life.
Yeah.
Where if someone's like, we're good, we're getting out of this, the positive of it. it's okay to feel negative. Like, I don't want you to think I'm running around dancing in fucking meadows.
Yeah, no, you have there's such things as bad days. There setbacks, they happen every single day. And what you think is going to work may not necessarily be what it is, but right around the corner is what is. And what is going to happen. But you have to fail. You have to fail to succeed. There's no, and if you're afraid of failure, you are never ever going to succeed. And that was a big epiphany for me, that there is no success without failure. And that hurts. And you have to hit failure head on, however much it burns and it hurts. And like when COVID-19 was starting to happen, I was
You
really,
were devastated.
yeah, of course I was devastated. And we were supposed to go out to LA the first week of February, I think it was, or the second week of February. Was it February? Or no, no, no,
It was
no. It
March.
was it was March.
It was March.
It was the first week of March. We were supposed to go out to LA, and I felt it was our responsibility to keep traveling, because if we stop traveling, then what is that showing our clients? And I
Yeah.
was wrong, because it was more important to okay, this is it. We have to, we got to buckle down, and we have to do what we have to do right now to say, okay, no, traveling's stopping, and this is our responsibility. But there's been so much um, deep thoughts throughout this whole process, and we were in such a haze the first 2 weeks of COVID-19, where we were just like, what are we doing? What's going on? We were depressed. And then Vinny at our company, he's like, I don't like this. I don't know, Mike. I don't know, Mike, if I ever told you this, but I was talking to Vinny on the phone. He's like, "What is this?" He's like, "I don't like this." He's like, "Stop." He's like, "Stop talking this way," and he's like, "Just knock it off." And then right after that, that's when we all got on the phone, and I'm like, "That's it. Let's find solutions." And then that led to everything. That led to us connecting with you. That led to us connecting with Dr. Campal. That you need that motivation. But yes, no, I thank Vinny 100% for knocking me out of the depression. It's never a straight road. It's bending.
Take this pill and you'll get everything you want.
No,
It doesn't
no,
work.
it takes such hard work to get what you want. It's such mental hard work to get what you want. But
This was one of the best podcasts we've ever done, Eric.
yeah,
I know
no,
we say
I
that
know.
about every podcast we do, but like
No, I
this
mean,
was so,
I'm always thinking of like what I'm going to title this on LinkedIn when I'm posting it, and I'm going to say, I never expected this podcast to go in this direction. I didn't. I mean, we always try to talk about law of attraction, but there's never this, this much give and take, and where you're like, oh, I know Wallace Waddles. I've never met anyone else besides Michael and I who know Wallace Waddles, The Science of Getting Rich. I've never met anyone else that knows him.
Ari did the Bob Proctor, like Bob Proctor's, he's my guy. Like Jack Canfield, John Asaraf.
Asaraf, yeah.
Asaraf.
I studied all these guys. All these guys I studied. You name them, I studied them. Every single one.
So what I wanted to get
Having It All, by the way, Asaraf's book, Having It All, is it's on my top shelf. I have a top shelf of books that are, and I tell my kids, I'm like, these are my Bibles, okay? So you got to pass these down to the next generation, because I have a huge library, but there's one shelf. Joel Osteen, do you follow Joel Osteen?
Yes.
Joel Osteen's the man, okay? Religion aside, the man's message is everything.
Oh, yeah.
Rhonda Byrne. I can keep going back to this, Eric. I can do it. This could be an 8-hour podcast about the way I feel about law of attraction, because it is everything.
Yeah,
it's everything.
Mike, what this shows me is we definitely need more guests that are law of attraction centered,
100%.
because I think that this can help people. This can help people
100%.
immensely, because it's universal, whether it's about diet, whether it's about business, whether it's about family, whether it's about libido, whether it's about your back, whether it's about you want to be better at basketball, or you want to be a better golfer just at your club, or you want to have a better relationship with your kids, or you want to understand your kids more. Man, the law of attraction,
it's everything.
Fixes it all, but you have to believe in it, and you have to want it. And the best way I can put it is, take what you believe in most, take what you have no doubt, a shadow of a doubt that you believe in most. That's an affirmation. Start doing that shit with everything. Believe
with conviction. Yes.
Believe in it.
The one
Ari,
thing
do you reinvent? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the one thing I just want to say really fast is, I mean, for people, just to help them, it's not like just go read this book and now you know the law of attraction. Like, this is like, it takes years of
It's
studying
school.
this.
It's a
Yeah,
school.
exactly. You got to look at it as like, I'm going to read, learn, and study this stuff to really understand it. That's the thing. So you got to want it bad, like Eric said. Like, you got to
And
really want it. If you don't want it bad and study it, it could change your life.
and there's no
100%.
there's no one right way of doing it. I think that's important to say. Michael Michael's much more meticulous than I am. Michael will write things down. Michael will definitely recite it before bed. I don't do that, but
Yeah.
I feel that my method of just believing in it is enough for me.
Yeah.
Where I'll say an affirmation, I'm not going to say it 3 times a day, every single day. I just don't do that. But I still feel I have the universe working for me. I still feel that I believe in the law of attraction. But there's so many different spectrums on how
Yeah.
you can apply this into your life. You can be hardcore. You
It's
can be
like diet, Eric.
yes,
It's like diet.
yeah.
It's everything. I want to tell you what I'm doing now, Ari. I'm like combining this thing I'm doing. I have this app called Daily Affirmations,
Yeah.
and I record my voice into this. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now, but it really like it's good. And I have
He fucking has it too. Look at this. He has it also.
I'm looking now. I'm playing in right now.
Oh,
Daily Affirmations. It's an app, and it has all of my affirmations. And you add the affirmation, you say it into the phone, and then you hit play, and it's your voice talking to you, saying, "I am surrounded by wealth." You know, I don't even want to reveal this shit because it's so fun. It's so far fucking out there. It's like I leveled up my game. So it's all about like my career with book writing. Like
Yeah.
I have a manager now who's like this mega manager. I got this entertainment attorney. This lady put SpongeBob on air. Okay. This lady put The Simpsons on air, and it was all from the law of attraction. But what I want to preface this, the law of attraction is you're not going to just wake up one day, and I have this in the book, Just Ask the Universe. I don't want to sound redundant. You're not going to wake up one day and be like, oh, I have a new car in the driveway.
Yeah.
You have to work your fucking ass off to get everything you want.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I got this entertainment attorney, real quick story. I was reading a book called How to Sell a Screenplay in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And there was a woman in it, and her name is on the website, Susan Grode. And, she's talking about this new movie, Top Gun. It was like an old 1980s book. And I'm like, oh, Susan Grove, that's cool. If I ever need an entertainment attorney, I'm going to reach out to her. Well, there came a point where I needed an entertainment attorney because somebody wanted to represent me for my books. Yeah. And I wrote her. And she fucking called me. And she signed me. But like, if I wasn't putting myself out there, if I wasn't reading the books, if I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together and saying, oh, if I ever need an entertainment attorney, I'm going to call this person. And reaching out to her, she may have never spoken. She may have never called me back. But you know what? She did. And I can't tell you how many doors I've tried opening where people were like, no, we don't want it. We don't want it. No, my life has been one big fat bag of no's, as a salesperson, as someone who's trying to make it in Hollywood, in the book field, no, we're not interested. No, we're not interested. No. Yeah, someone trying to use our limousine service. No, we're not interested. No, we're not interested. No, we're not interested. But then you get one yes.
That's all it takes is one.
That's right. That's the universe.
Yeah.
That's the universe. And daily affirmations, I do it every morning, 10 minutes. If I'm not too tired at night, I'll do it at night for 10 minutes. But normally when I hit the pillow, I'm out like a light.
So I think just with what's going on in the world right now, wanted to hear the doctor's opinion on COVID-19 and where he thinks it's going. If you have any opinions for travel related, since the majority of our listeners are in the travel field, go for it. Tell us what you think, what COVID-19 is going to be like.
So it's difficult right now. I'm going to be honest, because we kind of changed, like Governor Cuomo, if you listen to him every day, we changed reality because the way things would have gone if we didn't close everything down would have been extremely bad. But we closed everything down and changed reality with what would have happened. So right now we're seeing everything get better. Hospital numbers are down, cases are going down, deaths are going down, all those things are getting better. But we changed reality by putting everyone in their houses, closing everything down, shutting everything. So the question is, which no one has the answer really, when we start slowly opening, what happens? No one has the answer. People have ideas what might happen, but it's part of it is determined by human behavior, which is a factor that nobody controls. Like how human behaviors, how companies, take how seriously they take this, how serious they are about infection control in their companies, how if they abide by the regulations the CDC puts out for social distancing, about keeping people who are sick away from work, about if you're sick, staying home, about, all those type of things are going to determine what's going to happen in the future. So it's very hard to say where this is going right now.
It's
Pretty much
pretty
it.
scary and honest answer.
Yeah.
We don't have an answer.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
And that's really
unfortunately, I'm being honest. That's the honest answer.
Right.
Well, we appreciate the honesty, Ari.
Yeah.
We really do. And
wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Tell us everything's gonna be okay.
You missed the man.
Well, of course everything's gonna be okay.
I could say on the positive side where things are getting better, and if we do open, I don't know if you saw the federal government staged opening, so if we could meet those guidelines for stage 1 and everything, and we open stage 1 and everything doesn't get worse at all for 14 days, we'll go to stage 2. And then everything doesn't get better for 14 days and we go to stage 3. So at that point, we'd be in good shape. So think about it. It's only, what right now is it, May? So, we don't know. I mean, by June, July, we could be open and life will be different. It's not going to be like life back to the normal old way we remember. Life is going to be different for a while until they get treatments, vaccines, whatever. But we could be some sort of opened in a different change reality. That is very possible. It's just hard to predict what and when.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I had a friend from high school actually text me. He said, "Where's your fucking universe now?"
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, "Where's your fucking universe now?" This is like a straight line, type person. He's very, regimented. And I said, I do believe that everything is a learning experience and this is a setback for humanity and it's up to us to persevere. And it's just, the universe is shaking it up a little bit and it's up to us to decide whether we want to cower in our corners or if we're going to take this head on. All this is a test and a setback. And in my book, Just Ask the Universe, I say setback, schmetback, because it's how you react to it that means everything in your world.
Well, I could tell you one thing on the positive side, and a lot of people won't want to hear this because I know a lot of people are suffering and horrible things are happening now, and it really is truly horrible.
Yep.
The world, or at least America, in a lot of ways will be a lot better off after this. I don't want to say that in a certain way that's, bad because so many horrible things are happening now and so many people are suffering. But this is forcing the world to move forward in certain ways at such a rapid pace that wouldn't have happened if this didn't happen. I don't know if that makes sense.
No doubt there's a shift.
Yeah.
There's been a clear shift. And I for one, I am so happy that the airlines are cleaning their airplanes better. That should have been done 20 years ago.
Just something like that. The world is going to move. Everything is going to change for the good. It's really, really unfortunate and extremely unfortunate it took something like this for people to realize this and for the world to change. But I don't know. What can we say? I mean, I don't know what to say about it.
No, I mean,
listen, I don't know. Right. Listen to me. I think Ari's got more patience to attend to. He's got to do God's work and take care of his people. Do you have time to talk more, or you're done? You got work to do.
I have a meeting to go to, but if you want 5 more, we could talk 5 more minutes if you want.
No, forget it now. Now I don't even want to talk anymore.
Well,
let's talk about Ari. Let's talk about wrestling. Let's turn this into a wrestling podcast.
I'm gonna click stop, and because who the fuck is gonna listen to this?
I just want Ari, tell everyone where they could find you. Tell everyone where where people can find you. You can give your address, you give whatever you want. Please, you want to share your information to the universe.
Yeah. So basically, right now I'm working on Fruit Street Health and CovidMD. So if you want fruitstreet.com, covidmd.com. Fruitstreet.com gives a diabetes prevention program if you're pre-diabetes, if you just want to lose weight, you want to get a nutritionist to see you, or you could do it all on your iPhone or through your home. You get a free Fitbit through free wireless scale. You could check it out, fruitstreet.com. Also CovidMD. If you have symptoms right now, you want to see a doctor, this is all being launched right now. That's covidmd.com. That's a great thing. It's moving forward very fast, and it's going to be a great thing we're rolling out.
That's awesome. And you're on LinkedIn too, right? Like that's your
Yeah, always on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram.
I mean, I probably don't have to ask this, but you're you listen to Gary V, watch Gary V and everything?
Yes.
Yeah. He's up there with me with everybody else as far as just the law of attraction in the universe, and he's so practical because he literally gives you a blueprint on how to be successful on the internet, and that's invaluable.
Yeah, he's very real world.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
Ari, thank you for coming on, my man. Did you have fun?
Oh, I love talking this. I could talk to you guys for 12 hours.
Start a podcast, Ari.
Ari, you should do it,
Honestly,
man. You're so knowledgeable.
You have a lot to say, and you're a doctor that believes in the law of attraction. Not many people have that point of view, and you share that shit on LinkedIn. You do that on YouTube. That will help a lot of people, and in return, it'll help you. I firmly believe that everybody needs to have a platform. Everybody has to be able to have a personal brand online. I think it is so paramount and so important.
No, I appreciate it. Well, for now, if you want me on any time, I'd love to come.
Oh, we'll definitely do a part 2. I mean, there's 100%. No question. We definitely want updates from you. I mean,
anytime. I'm here. You name it, I'm here.
No, you've been great, Ari, and we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, leave comments down below. Contact Ari. Ari, what's your at LinkedIn or your at Twitter or whatever it is?
Twitter is at Ari Bernstein MD. Instagram's at Ari Bernstein MD, and LinkedIn is Ari Bernstein or whatever it is.
Ari, thanks a million, man.
Thank you for coming on. I'm going to click stop.
Don't hang up. Don't hang up. We're going to
I'm going to click pause. Give me 1 second.